For the purposes of this video, we're calling this car the Fight Clubman. The pun is intended. The reason why, this car is Enigmatic Black, Indigo Blue Interior, and Frozen Blue Interior trim. Naturally, black and blue, we thought it'd be funny. If you don't think it's funny, comment below. So all jokes aside, this is a 2021 Mini Cooper S Clubman All4 in Enigmatic Black. It's very hard to say Enigmatic Black sometimes. With Indigo Blue Interior and Frozen Blue illuminated trim. This also has what I think we have called as the multi-ray wheel, which is a really nice wheel. It's a mixture of black and silver there, so you get a little bit of your elegance there. Now this is technically a rather elegant car. This is an iconic trim, top of the line, fully loaded, all the bells and whistles, very luxurious, black trim, just a hint of chrome where it needs to be, and it even has navigation. So why am I showing you this car? Yes, I have a habit of sometimes repeating myself, but as I've said before in numerous videos, I'm not going to show you the same car over again unless it's something worth showing. And this car is definitely worth showing. It is just a very, very unique spec to me, and it was one that when the sales manager here told me it was coming, I had to see it firsthand and get a good idea of what exactly I was looking at here, because this is a very, very elegant looking car, and that's not something that Mini is supposed to be known for. They're supposed to be known for quirky, sporty, and fun to drive. But the Clubman was Mini's foray into grand touring estate cars, if you will. So yes, it technically is a wagon, but this was something that Mini wanted to go into the luxury car segment. For starters, as I've stated, the Enigmatic Black with a black roof. Now inside, as I shall now show you, this is the Indigo Blue Interior. Really, really nice. Diamond stitching, very, very pretty. Power seats, because people want power seats. Although I really don't understand why they want power seats. I think it's kind of a excess, if you will. This is the blue trim I was talking about. It actually lights up at night in blue and is really, really pretty. But there's little blue hues everywhere. Frozen blue trim here, little blue there, blue along the center console, and of course plenty of blue in the back. It even has USB-C ports, so you can charge your new iPhones, or in my case I can charge my GoPros in here too. And it has a 40-20-40 split bench seat back here. That is an option, but what it gives you is cup holders. Because if you notice, there's no cup holders back here, so we got cup holders. And of course at the rear, since it's a Clubman, we have to have 2 power opening doors. And plenty of cargo space. And even has a spare tire and a toolkit down here. This car effectively has everything spec'd out that you could possibly want in a high-end compact luxury car. Under the bonnet, things have stayed the same. We have the 2-liter 189 horsepower 4-cylinder turbo motor. Very nice setup. Great motor, and with the all-wheel drive and 8-speed automatic, this accelerates very rapidly for a car that weighs a little hair over 3,000 pounds. So of course on the interior, this car is packed with options that people would love to have, and I'm a big fan of these options. For starters, we have the digital dash. We also have touchscreen navigation. And they've now done this to the Clubman, which is the same as the Countryman. They have now gone to a fully flush, flat surface around the media screen. And of course, we have head-up display. Now, the navigation directions will also pop up in here. Your phone contacts will pop up in here, your radio settings in here, your media settings if you have your iPhone hooked up to your car. Everything you need is up here in this head-up display. And because of that, you never have to take your eyes off the road. And that is actually a great thing, to not have to take your eyes off the road, especially if you're letting your child drive this car for the first time, as most young drivers get easily distracted while on the road with your smartphones and music and your friends in the car, everything that could possibly distract you. So having all the information up in front of you so that you don't have to take your eyes off the road while you're driving is one of the safest things you could possibly have. For that reason, if you're going to buy a new car, doesn't necessarily have to be a Mini. If you're going to buy a new car, I highly recommend that you get a head-up display in this car, or in any car, because that will encourage your child or even yourself to look at the road and pay attention when you're driving, because we have a lot of distracted drivers out there, and I've encountered a few in my life, and they don't even notice until they've done something stupid that they weren't looking at the road, including one I saw once who actually drove off the road. But I digress. So along with the touchscreen navigation system, you also get Apple CarPlay. Now, I don't know necessarily where it is right now, so I'm not going to bother looking for it, but you do have it, and Mini is working on it. I think they've already done it, where they have a full screen Apple CarPlay now. But what's kind of cool is you can get your weather forecast right here. You could even make that a preset if you really wanted. You get Amazon Alexa in here, which is amazing. You get your news in here, which is awesome. Wiki Local, so this has local information that you could possibly need. Online search, so you can do a whole lot of things with this car that you didn't normally have the ability to do at one point. That is phenomenal. But I love the map systems in these cars now. It's just really great, easy to move around so you can figure out where you want to go, select a location, back to current location, so on and so forth. Everything's nice and intuitive and very easy to use. As far as other things go, we have the all-important driving modes in here with Sport, Mid, and Green. I always drive my Mini in Sport, so it kind of is a moot point. This car is very, very nicely set up. I've always been a fan of the current Clubman. I think it's a very well set up car. I can sit lower in this car than I can in my own hardtop, which is rather unusual. I'm not exactly sure why. I think it just has to do with the way the car is designed. You kind of have this low slung, kind of sitting in here like a cockpit of a jet fighter. It's very, very comfortable, very, very inviting. I could have a nice long trip in this car, so I think Mini hit the nail on the head here when they designed this, because they made it kind of a gentleman's cruiser, but at the same time kind of a luxury car, family car that you could take on a long drive and be very comfortable in. This is a very, very comfortable car, so I could see that being a necessity. Now, what I've heard coming for the 2022 model year is Mini is adding some things to these cars, and I think they may trickle down to the Clubman and the Countryman. I've heard that Mini is redesigning their steering wheel, and they're adding a heated steering wheel as an option for these cars. So they've heard you ask about heated steering wheels in the past, so they've responded, and they're going to be offering it by the looks of things. That is pretty cool. Lots of other things are coming for the 2022 model year, but in the meantime, 2021 Clubmans are out there, and they're just fantastic cars. Now, these are the slowest selling Mini out there right now, which is kind of a shame. I think that this is the best Mini out there that no one knows about, really. This is the best car that no one knows about, because they see this car, then they see the Countryman, and then they want to go for the Countryman because it's quote-unquote bigger, when in actuality it is the Clubman that is bigger than the Countryman from a usable interior standpoint. Now, what do I mean by that? When I say usable interior, I'm not just talking about the trunk. I'm talking about what happens when you take the seats and flip them down. you have much more usable floor space. More so than you would have in the Countryman, which is rather unusual. But it makes sense given that this is a car designed to be more of a family car. So you have all this extra space in here. Lots of space. I mean, look at the trunk area here. This floor space in the trunk alone is larger than the Countryman by the looks of things. That is amazing. And you still get a spare tire down here. This has a compact spare tire and a jack. You have everything you need should the situation arise. That's something you don't normally get. This is really, really cool to have. And I'm not just excited about the spare tire because it's there and because I'm trying to hype it up. This is actually a really cool thing to have because most modern cars these days do not come with a spare. They come with a flat fixing kit, or they have run flat tires, and you know how harsh run flat tires are. The fact that this has a spare means if you get a flat out on the road, even if you have run flat tires, you're not going to be stuck, and you can go put this sucker on your car and get to where you need to go. These are the multi-ray wheels. Now, I thought they were called manta ray, but that's not true. These are multi-ray wheels. They're 18-inch. They are brushed surface with, it looks like either gunmetal or black on the background. This was the wheel that you saw on the launch vehicle when they launched the facelifted Clubman. And I've never actually seen them in person, but now that I see them, I'm actually a fan of this wheel. I think it's a very, very good looking wheel. It also comes with Bridgestone run flat tires, 225 40R18s. It's just a very nice aesthetic. The car looks good. It looks the part. So if given the opportunity, would I buy this car? Absolutely. I think the Clubman is probably one of the best minis out there. It's one of my favorites. The F54 design is very, very well put together, very, very well thought out, and it's just an overall a very, very good little car. I think I would even get it in this color because Enigmatic Black is just one of those colors that's really interesting. It's one of those colors you're not quite sure what it actually is. It's almost a very dark blue. But I've had minis in the past where I've had a mini that was a dark color that you didn't know necessarily what it was. And it kind of had a purplish hue, it kind of had a gray hue, a brown hue, a black hue, depending on how the light hit it. And this particular color is really, really good. Now, I love the Indigo Blue interior in this car. If you didn't want Indigo Blue, you could do Malt Brown. That would look good as well. But the overall aesthetic of this vehicle is amazing. I think it's really, really nicely done. Someone needs to come out here and buy this car because I think it's just phenomenal looking. I think it looks great. I hope you enjoyed this walk around of a MINI Clubman. This is a nice, unique one. It's not a special edition, but there are special edition models coming, and you can be sure that I will show one when it happens. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like below. Don't forget to comment, as I read your comments all the time, even if I don't always respond to all of them. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Click the bell notification so you'll know when I upload videos. But just so you know, I upload videos every Friday at 2 p.m. Central. Anyway, I just want to remind you all before you go that life is too short to drive a boring car, so drive a Mini. I'll see you all in the next video.